Hey, what's up guys, Nick here. Today's video is going to be a very interesting one, as today I'll be looking at the top 7 things that I want to see return in Halo Infinite. It's been a very long time since I last did a list type video like this. The last one was probably a year and a half, 2 years ago, which is absolutely insane to think about. So I've been wanting to do one of these for quite a long time, and I thought, why not making it about Halo Infinite every so often? I want to talk about Halo Infinite. I want to keep the hype for this game alive on my channel and not let you guys forget about it, as the lack of news and information, it's pretty tough, I'll be honest. It's pretty hard to deal with. But videos like this let me discuss the game, let me still be hyped about the game, and remind you guys why you should hopefully be excited for it. But before I ramble on too much longer, let's start this list into the top 7 things that I want to see return in Halo Infinite. I also want to mention that I tweeted out this question on my Twitter just over a week ago, and I had so many people reply. I had over 100 people reply to this tweet, giving me feedback on what they want to see return in Halo Infinite. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, so I can maybe tweet out more of these questions in the future if I go to make more Halo Infinite videos like this, you guys can see the questions, you can directly interact with me and let me know on what you want to see in Halo Infinite or whatever other questions I can think of. So make sure you follow me on Twitter, as that's where I'm probably most active and the best place where you guys can chat with me. But before I go on too much longer, let's get into this top 7 and see what I want to see return in Halo Infinite. Okay, coming in at number 7, we have the Hornet from Halo 3. This is one of my, if not my favorite vehicles from the entire Halo franchise. If for some reason you don't know what the Hornet is, it's basically a 3-person air vehicle, 1 place for the pilot and 2 passenger spots, and it makes for some of the most enjoyable gameplay out of any Halo game in my opinion. I have such vivid memories of playing BTB back in the Halo 3 days, being completely gunned down by an enemy team and my friend being in a Hornet, coming swooping down, picking me up, I jump in the side and he takes me off to safety. It is such a versatile, fun vehicle because so many different amazing moments can happen all because of it. In Halo 5, the only UNSC air vehicle that we have is the Wasp, but it's only a single person vehicle. The only way to have more than 1 person is have them sit on top, and it's just not the same having people sit on top of your air vehicle. Having a dedicated passenger spot for people to sit in where they can gun from, hold a flag, or just enjoy the view is a really fun time. The Hornet makes for some incredibly unique gameplay, from being able to travel across the map in a really unique way, from also being able to traverse the map with your friends in a better way than just going around in a Warthog. But not only is it fun to travel around the map in a Hornet, it's also a blast to actually take down. For example, if you see a fully loaded Hornet in the sky, you have a Spartan laser, you charge this thing up, take it down, seeing that explosion in the air, getting that triple kill is one of the most satisfying things I think I've ever done in a Halo game, and I really miss that feeling of having a Hornet in the air and me taking it down in whatever means that I can. From chasing down Warthogs in your Hornet to picking up your teammate who desperately needs an evac with the flag, it is such a fun vehicle and I would love to see it return in Halo Infinite. And even if they decide to not go with the Hornet, I just want to see a multi-person UNSC air vehicle come in Halo Infinite. It is something that I desperately want. That's why I made it the first thing that I mentioned in this video. This video is not really in order of what I want, it's just the top 7 things that I would like to see. So the Hornet is definitely a must-have, or something like it anyway. So let me know what your thoughts on this are down in the comments down below. Okay, coming in at number 6, this one is something very close to my heart and something I'm pretty much desperate to have back in Halo Infinite. But I'm going to be real with you guys, I really don't know what the chances of this happening are going to be, but if I cross my fingers and really hope, you never know what might happen. So number 6 has got to be Sergeant Johnson. He is probably my favorite character in the entire Halo franchise. He is absolutely hilarious, complete badass, and is just a really awesome character. Me! Now, to any of you out there that have played Halo 3, and side note, if you've not played Halo 3, pause this video, press the like button, go play Halo 3, come back and continue watching. Now sadly, at the end of Halo 3, Sergeant Johnson basically sacrifices himself to let the Master Chief go on and survive, where Johnson is kind of left to take the full blast of things. No pun intended. Now look, I understand the chances of him surviving this are pretty much 0. I'm pretty sure the Master Chief would have been blown to bits in this same situation, but the little fanboy part of me just really hopes he found some leftover ship and just flew that off into space and is yet to be found or something. I don't know, okay? The Halo fanboy in me just wants Johnson to be alive, alright? That's all it is. Even if he came back as an AI or some kind of robot in some massive mech suit, which we have seen Sergeant Johnson in before. In Halo Wars 2, we can see him in a massive mech suit and it looks amazing. If that was an Infinite, I would be happy enough, okay? Just give me that and I'll be stoked. But Johnson returning in some form would be really cool. Who knows, maybe a Johnson AI wouldn't be that half bad of an idea if they could pull it off somehow in the canon. I have no idea how they would do that, but it could work maybe. But yeah, I have loads of love for Johnson. He's still my favorite character. Just, he has the best quotes out of anyone in the entire Halo franchise.
Oh, I know what the ladies like.
Okay, so number 5 isn't so much a feature, it's more so how I felt while playing the game. Now, Halo 3 is a very, very special game for a lot of people, for a lot of different reasons. Some people love the multiplayer, some people love the campaign, some people love just messing about in custom games. Now, I'm one of those people that love every aspect of the game for different reasons. I've put hundreds of hours into the matchmaking, I've played the campaign probably about a bajillion times thereabouts, and I've put countless hours into custom games with my friends, so I've experienced every side of Halo 3, but by far one of my favorite aspects of the game was playing through the campaign and making little tiny attachments to the Marines within the game. I think something that makes a very, very special campaign for any game is where you can find little attachments to things throughout the game that maybe don't mean that much, maybe don't actually matter in the grand scheme of things, but there's something that you as a player can get connected to for whatever reason that may be. One of my most vivid memories of Halo 3 is playing through missions and just making sure my little Marine friends stayed alive with me throughout the entire game, no matter what I could do. If that meant that I had to restart a checkpoint just to make sure that Marine stayed alive, you already know that checkpoint was getting restarted and I was sticking right next to that Marine, making sure they stayed alive. I suppose the best way to describe this is making the player feel empathy for things throughout the game that maybe aren't even connected to the real story that you're meant to be following. The best example that I can think of is me playing through the campaign mission The Storm on Halo 3. Towards the end of the mission, there is a massive turret on the top of a hill that you have to kind of storm and take over, but alongside you are Marines and little workers that have survived throughout the mission and have made their way there alongside you. Now, for whatever reason, I could easily go up this hill by myself and just kill all the brutes and whatever else is up there just by myself and not really have an issue with that. But I loved the idea of me having my little battalion of survivors alongside me, so I would make sure I would outfit them all with BRs and whatever good weapons that I could find them. I would even drop good weapons that I would be holding myself, like a sniper rifle or something like that, and give it to a Marine to make sure they had the best chance of survival that they could. I don't know if it makes me insane, but I would just love seeing my little battalion storm the hill, attacking everything as they go and trying to make as many of them survive as I possibly could. And I'd be lying if I said that I didn't feel a little bit sad if I'd noticed that one of them had died during our attack together, our last final stand together, and then someone dies. It honestly upsets me whenever I see that. It's only a video game as well, but that's exactly what I'm talking about. It makes me feel empathy for something in the game that really shouldn't matter that much. So I would love to see something like this in Halo Infinite, little moments where you have to make the decision where you want to help out your little battalion, or you can just go solo, be a lone wolf, and just attack the hill by yourself and leave them to kind of die with their bad weapons. It's up to whatever the player wants to do. So yeah, besides the actual main content in Halo 3, that's probably one of my favorite things to do. I probably replayed this exact little moment on the Storm so many times, and I recommend you guys go out there and see if you can make all the Marines and all the little workers survive alongside me, because that's what I would spend a lot of my childhood doing. Okay, coming in at number 4 is probably the weirdest option on this entire list, but that's what I like about this video. It's all encompassing, it's not just focusing on one area of Halo, it's pretty much everything you could ever want. So number 4 is grenade jumping. If you have no idea what grenade jumping is, basically, as the name goes, you throw a grenade at your feet, you time your jump perfectly with the grenade going off, you jump, as the explosion goes off, it lifts your Spartan a little bit higher than what it normally would with a normal jump, and you're able to reach ledges that you wouldn't be able to before. Now, if you try this in Halo 5, it won't go very well, as grenade jumping is not in the game anymore. Unfortunately, if you throw a grenade at your feet in Halo 5, you'll just take damage and it'll be basically useless for you. But what they did to kind of get around not having grenade jumping in the game is adding the clamber. If you don't know what clamber is, basically if you jump at a ledge and press the A button, it'll automatically animate you up to the ledge. It'll just climb you up there by itself. Now, I understand that Halo 5 is a very fast game, it's very vertical as well, so being able to move up and down the map is very important. It's key to have something like this in the game, but I feel like it takes away from the overall experience, as it removes a skill gap. It removes people having to learn little techniques like this to get certain places within the maps. I'm going to show some examples on the screen right now of where grenade jumps come in very useful in Halo 3, and then in Halo 5 none of this would ever be needed, as you can just clamber yourself up up there and just totally get rid of that need for it. And I know this is such a small little feature, but it's something I would love to see come back in Halo Infinite. I know it all depends on how the gameplay is going to be. Maybe they're going to continue with Halo 5 and make it very, very fast, or maybe they're going to go back a little bit, slow it down, because I know a lot of people would love to see a more classic gameplay style coming with Halo Infinite. But I want you guys to drop a comment down below. Do you prefer Halo 5's movement, or do you prefer Halo 3, where you can learn all these little tactics to kind of get to higher places and stuff like that? Saying that, I know that Halo 5 does have a lot of skill jumps and stuff like that you can do with the thruster pack, etc, etc. So both games are good and bad in their own ways. This is just one tiny little feature that I would love to see come back. Okay, coming in at number 3 has got to be equipment from Halo 3. If you've never played Halo 3 for whatever reason, you have no idea what this is, I'll give you a brief breakdown on what some equipment pieces are. So equipment are basically little items that you can pick out throughout the maps in Halo 3, and they can be thrown on the ground, and they do different things that can either help you out or help you out of sticky situations or just protect you in different ways. So some examples that I can go through. First of all, the bubble shield. This is probably my favorite one. The idea of the bubble shield is absolutely amazing to me. The name pretty much describes exactly what it is. It's a bubble shield that you throw on the ground. It deploys and it protects you from anything that may be fired at you from the outside of the bubble. There's only 2 ways people can actually kill you inside the bubble. That's either by walking in or driving a vehicle through it, but they can't actually shoot through the bubble whatsoever, so you're completely protected from rockets, lasers, anything like that. That is probably my favorite one. But moving on from the bubble shield, we then have the grav lift, which is a really interesting one, as it's basically a little lift that you throw on the ground. You can jump into it and it lifts you up into the air to help you get a height advantage on someone if you're shooting at them, or maybe there's something high up that you want to try and get up to climb onto. Use the grav lift to help you lift yourself up there so you can actually get up there pretty easily. And the third example is the trap mine that you can throw down on the ground. Obviously this is pretty straightforward. It's basically just a mine that you throw on the ground. If something runs over it or drives over it, it will explode and hopefully kill the target that runs into it. Now these are only 3 examples of equipment in Halo 3. There's way more than what I just mentioned there, but if I go through every single one, it'll just become a really long video where it doesn't need to be. But equipment just adds so much to the gameplay, so much fun to use in the middle of a game, because you never know if someone's gonna have a bubble shield if you fire a rocket, or maybe someone wants to get it up to a higher location, so you throw a grav lift on, you both jump up there and move on throughout the map. They are very cool. They add a lot to the game, so I would absolutely love to see them return in Halo Infinite. But of course, equipment can be a lot more than what I just mentioned, or the ones that have previously been in Halo games. They can think of brand new ideas, so the idea of equipment is basically never ending. So if you guys have any cool ideas for new equipment that could be in Halo Infinite, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys would like to see from equipment in Halo Infinite if it was to return. Okay, so we have finally got to number 2 on the list, and this one has definitely got to be Halo Reach armor customization. Now the reason why I say Halo Reach armor customization in particular is because in my opinion, this is the best in any game in this series by far. Halo Reach's armor in my opinion looked the best. The way you unlocked it was the one that made the most sense. The way you earn credits in the game and then you purchase armor with these credits, so you knew exactly what you were gonna get. Whereas you compare that in Halo 5, where you earn rec points and then you buy a rec pack and you have no idea what you're gonna get. You basically just take a chance, you take a gamble on what bit of armor you're gonna get back from this pack. There's no sense of I'm purchasing this because I wanted to earn it. It's just, hey, I randomly got this recon helmet or whatever else you got. Halo Reach really gave the player great control over what they customized and how they wanted to customize their character and what they thought was most important. Say for example, I really wanted a certain helmet, I could just save up all my credits for that one particular helmet, or maybe I wanted to get a bit of wrist armor or something for my leg or whatever you can think of. Halo Reach basically had it all. But Reach not only had armor customization, they also had helmet effects, which I thought were the coolest thing ever. It was kind of like Flaming Recon in Halo 3, but everyone could have something of their own. So I would love to see armor effects or helmet effects come back in Halo Infinite as well. I've seen someone run around with some thunder going around their helmet or whatever else you can think of was the coolest thing in my opinion, so I would love to see that come back for sure. Alright guys, we finally made it to number 1 on the list. If you've made it this far, pat yourself on the back, congratulate yourself, and strap yourselves in, as number 1 on this list is probably the thing that people are most passionate about coming back to Halo. So number 1 has got to be Playable Elites. Playable Elites is the most requested, begged, asked for thing from the fans to 343 from what I have seen. As soon as Halo 5 was launched, people were begging 343 to add playable elites in as a DLC, but obviously elites are a little bit different in Halo 5. They're a lot bigger in the game than Spartans, so having them as playable characters just wouldn't really work, unfortunately. But now with Infinite coming out, this is their chance to kind of rejig the design of elites, to kind of rework them and how they've been in the past couple of games. And with Infinite, it is truly 343's chance to kind of fix everything that the fans really hate and dislike about the franchise and bring back things that they really want to see. And playable elites is probably the biggest thing that people would like to see. The reason why I personally want to see elites come back so much is because they bring so much variety to the Halo matchmaking experience. Spartan versus Spartan is cool and all, but going against all these different types of characters that look completely different in their own unique ways is really, really awesome. Going against another Spartan and then you go around the corner and there's a massive dinosaur elite there, I think that's the coolest thing ever, and it's one of the reasons why I love playing Halo 3 and Halo Reach so much. I would always go back and forth between playing as a Spartan and Elite back in the day, just because I never knew which one I really wanted to be. Both look cool in their own ways, and having that in Infinite I think would be so awesome for the game, just to give characters and players a lot more variety, a lot more uniqueness, as it lets the player kind of make their character however they want to be. So I definitely think playable elites is one of the most important things that need to come back in the franchise with the next installment. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think playable elites are that important, or do you not really care about it that much? Drop a comment down below letting me know what you think on this subject, as I know a lot of people are very passionate about it and some people don't really care that much. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for the video. I hope all of you enjoyed my top 7 things that need to return in Halo Infinite. This video took so much more work than what I expected, but I had so much fun making it. Making these type of videos is always a nice change of pace, because normally I make videos that are completely different to this. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like and a comment down below, and subscribe if you're brand new. If you want to see more stuff like this, then please leave some suggestions in the comments as well. I'd love to read them. So thank you all so much for watching once again, and I'll see you in the next video.
Bye.